Hello everyone, my name is Elizaveta. Welcome to WelcomeTech channel. Today we will be talking about the EB1A criteria. I will tell you in detail what each criteria means, what evidence can you provide to prove that, and how many of these criteria do you need to cover to get your EB1A visa. First things first, I want to tell you that EB1A is a great opportunity for many people to relocate to the US. It's a green card that is given up to 10 years and you can get your passport after 5 years. All family members, including you, your spouse, they can work without any restrictions in the US. And it is possible for your children to have a great future and to receive a US passport too, as well as other family members. The thing about this visa is one of the fastest green cards I know. It will take about 9 to 10 months to get it, which is a very, very fast process for the US green card. This green card does not require having an employer in the US. You only need to show certain achievements in your particular field of expertise. And this field can be anything. We had successful cases of IT specialists, musicians, and academic musicians, critics, musical critics too, stand-up comics. We had successful cases of medicine people, consultants, investors, and many more. So you are not anyhow restricted in the field of your talent, but the plank for the EB1A visa is quite high. So you need to show high achievements, high level achievements to receive this type of visa, and you need to keep that in mind. It does not mean though that it's impossible to get this green card and only Nobel Prize winners or Olympic Games winners can get it. This is not that. We had successful cases even of very young people who got this visa and so on and so forth. But still, you need to keep in mind that the plank is quite high for this visa. So there are actually 10 criteria and you need to cover at least 3 of these 10. Not all of these 10 criteria may be eligible for you. Certainly, some of these criteria are focused on technical specialists, on engineers, IT, and other. Some of these criteria are focused on art and culture people, for example. But there are 10 and you need to choose any 3 at least. It's better, of course, for your case to choose 4 or 5. So if one criteria is not approved, you have some others. And you will need to provide evidence for these criteria. So the first criteria is lesser recognized award for excellence. This can be regional, national, or international awards. The most important thing is to show that the importance of this event and the fact that to get this award was a very hard task. And you were competing with a lot of people who also had great expertise in this field and you won. So this is the most important thing in this type of criteria. You will need to prove first the fact that this award and this event was real in the first place. So maybe some of your photos from this event, maybe some press releases, and so on and so forth. And again, people who were judging this competition and people who were competing with you will need to provide that they were very expertised, but you were the one who won. And this is very important. Of course, it matters what kind of an event was that, how often it takes place, how many people participate. Maybe this is some kind of a really prestigious thing in your field. It matters, and you will need to show that it is prestigious, but again, you do not need to have an Oscar for that. Again, you will need to show that it is prestigious, and maybe this is not that prestigious in real life. Then it's proof of your original scientific, scholarly, artistic, athletics, or business-related contribution in your field of expertise. The main thing here is contribution. For example, if you're an IT specialist, you can show your contribution to the IT product that you have worked on as a product manager, as a front-end developer, and so on and so forth. Maybe if you are a music critic, you can show that your opinion is respected in the industry, is recognized in the industry. Maybe there are some other critics that are talking about you in their videos or in their books and so on and so forth, and they're linking to you. This is the second important thing to do. So any kind of a contribution actually goes for that. You can show any great achievements that you have, successful products, successful projects, like the monetization of things. So it goes for that criteria. And many people actually cover that. I think in our cases, 90% of cases, they go for that criteria. And there are a lot of things that you can show with that. The third thing is published material about your excellence in either professional or trade publication or other major media. So the most important thing here is major media, actually. And for the EB1A visa, there is a very big difference between articles about you and your articles that you have done. Here, it's very important to prove that the media that have written about you is major. So the amount of views every month, maybe some other metrics that show that the media is respected, they can go for that. Maybe this is one of the largest niche media in your country. For example, the media that writes about IT, one of the biggest ones. Or for example, if you're a business person, it's Forbes. Again, it's a major media. And it's very important to focus on this major media. And sometimes even it's more important than the article itself. But of course, there are some criteria to the article itself. For example, the author should be present in the material that you provide for the USCIS and so on and so forth. But still, it's important to show that the media is major here. The fourth is authorship in scholarly, professional, or trade media. Here is, again, it's a different thing. It's something that you do. It's something that you write. So here usually goes some scholarly publication, scholarly articles that happen on behalf of your university, for example, and so on and so forth. Or if you have written major media too. Again, here the media is very important, and sometimes even more important than the article itself. Then it's commercial success in performing arts. This is something for art people and culture people. Of course, the monetization is very important. The next one is a commercial success in the performing arts. And this is actually very important because many art people and culture people, they don't get this for some reason, because it's very hard for the USCIS, of course, to evaluate your art. Anyhow, there are no objective criteria to evaluate your art except for the money, actually. So the way your art has been monetized, this is the most important thing for them to understand that you are worth the EB1A visa. And this is what this criteria is all about. Then it's being asked to judge others individually on a panel for their work. Again, it's not you winning some kind of an award, it's you judging people who are fighting for some kind of an award. So here it's important to show other judges, what kind of people were judges there, to show that they're very experienced and very expertised, and that they are top people in their industry. You will need to show the event, how important the event is again. And this is basically what you will need to focus on. Then it's have had work displayed in artistic exhibitions or showcases. I think it's obvious. Here you just need to prove the fact that there were some exhibitions or showcases. Sometimes people even who are not artistic, they can go for that criteria because, for example, we had some kind of business panel and we also went for that criteria and it was approved. Next is membership in a distinguished association or organization whose membership relies on having an extraordinary ability. Here it's very important, as for the EB2 NAW criteria, we had a similar video for the EB2 NAW. It's very important to show that particularly the association that you're a member in has a very high plank, so you need to have some kind of a special ability to get to this association. It's very important to just talk a lot about that. And the second thing is it needs to be non-commercial. If you need to pay some money to be a member of this organization, this does not work. Then it's performing a leading role in distinguished organization. Again, this goes for sometimes technical people usually, or managers. So if you are a CEO, CPO, CTO, CMO, maybe lead product designer, lead product manager of a very one of the biggest companies, IT companies, for example, in your country, so then you can go for that criteria. And usually this criteria is very easily approved if you do have this circumstance. And the last one is proof you command a high salary or significant payment in relation to others in your field. Again, the most important thing here is in relation to others in your field. You need to not only show that your salary is high, you will need to prove that in relation to other specialists, it is much higher. You can prove that by finding some statistics in recruitment sites or some other information. You will need to prove that your salary is higher. So this is it. This is basically all the EB1A criteria. If you're interested to get your consultation on EB1A visa, if you want to understand whether you are relevant and eligible for this visa or not, please sign up for a free consultation. We will be happy to help you. Thank you so much and have a great day. Goodbye.